start recording in 3, 2, 1. I just heard the news, and to the family and friends of Charlie Kirk who've known him in person, my prayers go out to you. I can't even begin to explain how I even am at this point in time. And I know it's got to be so much harder. For many of you, you lost a brother, father, a caring husband. For many of the rest of us, Charlie Kirk was an inspiration. It was because that man spoke on his faith the way that he did that gave me the strength to be honest, to talk, to actually engage in conversation, to freely and openly share what I believe. Where there's a lot of stuff that I disagreed with. And not for a lot of the reasons you might think. I agree with a lot of the stuff that was said. It's just, even though I had my disagreements, that man was a role model. He did as he was led, honoring the life of everyone around him, respecting those around him, trying to bring light and truth. And yet we're going to sit here and act like everything is fine in society. You know, this could have been anything else, but Charlie Kirk of all people. And look, honestly, I know things are going to get worse. I know it is. But you don't realize how bad things are until something like this happens. Trump almost died. And I get it. People don't like each other, but why does stuff like this even need to happen? Why is this a thought in society? Why is it this anti-hate rhetoric, something that is so brazenly published and publicized and pushed? It is this creation of just pure hatred that is sparked time and time again. And I know there's gonna be a lot of people who are gonna be like, oh, man, if I could find that person, don't. That is not the society that we need to be having right now. I wish that the man gets incarcerated and justice is found 100%. But we should not be looking to go over and incite violence. Not now. Not now. And you want to know where I place the blame for the entirety of this even being a thought right now? CNN, ABC, and look, Fox, okay, I get it, you know, conservative network, YouTube, Google, TikTok, Instagram, All you social media networks pushing this propaganda of do whatever you want to and it doesn't matter. It's hate to disagree on this one, it's hate to disagree there. And then what happens? You perpetuate and make this echo chamber of insanity. And look what happens. Look what happens. And it's not going to get better. Because none of you know how to go over, grow up, and actually have a conversation and genuinely care about anyone else on this damn rock. Do you want to fix the situation? Quit being hateful. Quit telling women they're above guys and guys are above women. Stop making it a competition. Stop making mental conditions this thing people strive for. Start trying to get to the root of the issue. But no, we're too busy going over and feeding the corporate nonsense. We keep feeding this machine that keeps taking and taking. How much more? How much more? Sure, I was ticked off because of all this stuff that's going on. It's the excuses and the corporate nonsense that lead to another life lost every single damn time. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. I get it. I get it. I'm on this rock too. I hate it. I hate it. Why can't we just exist? Why can't we disagree on things civilly? Why does it need to go with this? You know what irks me about a lot of different stuff? It's like, oh, you're being hateful, you're being hateful. Let's throw phobia in there and automatically say hateful thing. No, I was sick and tired of it because it's because of this stuff that I was afraid to speak on anything. And now one of the greatest inspirations for me to actually talk, to open up more, to have that childlike faith, to go over and share it openly. Now he's gone. That man was a role model. And no one's changing my mind on that. And I know there's going to be so many people who are going to be up in arms. Don't act in violence. Don't. That is not what that man would have wanted. I can't believe it's gone. For all of you news outlets, you social media regiments, regimes, whatever you want to call yourself, get your act together. Report on fact, not fiction. Stop trying to drive narratives to tear people apart because you're making bank from it. I could care less. The only ill that I'm wishing is that the social media just bigots lose any form of credibility. That's all I want right now. I want what caused this to be a trust. And I pray this is a wake-up call. If we don't start speaking up about our true freedom and liberties, if we don't start speaking up about the inhumanity that we are pushing in the name of morals and free speech, how many more are we going to lose? He was a good man. As good as a man can be. His life showed, and he spent it until the last moment trying to make sure that morality and that basic understanding, that true equality was had. I'm going to be doing my own research at some point to figure out what concept had driven someone to go over and act. to take one of our brothers' lives. Why? That's all I'm asking right now. Why? CNN, wake up. Quit the garbage. You're supposed to be speaking on fact, not going over and promoting hate or biases. It's your job as the news to state fact. You're not some comedy. You're not some political spokesperson. You're supposed to be stating fact. Quit teaching bigotry. Stop being bigots. I'm done. Step up. Speak out. Do not harm. Do not. Just do not. We need to have conversation, but that. When was this acceptable? When was it a great idea to go over and do this? And this is, it wasn't even, what, it hasn't even been like a week? Hasn't even been a month since the North Carolina train stabbing? And yet we have the same things over and over again. How much longer? How much longer do you think we're going to be able to keep this society up? How much longer? We're destroying ourselves. The entirety of these notions, it just blows my mind. Well, I'm accurate, but you're not. But everyone's entitled to their own belief. How much further? Well, let's just overlook what is for what isn't, and let's go over and say that it's this and that, and then we go over and have people going over and saying they have a bunch of stuff. How much further? We're driving this narrative. We're pushing to this. And I know people aren't going to listen. I know that for this situation, there's going to be a lot of people that wake up, but it's not going to be enough. Because we're all twisted. We're all corrupt, and we all want that. Not the death, but we're all pushing for something and justifying things by our own gains and our own means, and it blows my mind. We got the Israel-Palestinian war, which has people calling for the death of one group or the other. Again, there's innocent people there. No. We got Roblox finally getting called out for its garbage. Not enough, though. YouTube, Twitch, Instagram. I mean, I could go down the list. Are platforms allowing kids to go over and be commissioned for inappropriate artwork? I mean, I could just keep going. Oh, but it's all right to go over and have an act of violence underneath protected free speech. Oh, it's okay to go over and do this. It's okay to... Can we quit justifying it? Because if you have to justify it, you automatically know that it's wrong. I'm so sick and tired of this. I'm so sick and tired of it. I mean, the fact that it doesn't take 2 seconds. It does take 2 seconds to find trash, to find stuff, and it's being justified. It's being allowed. Proper accountability needs to be had, and these companies get to go walk away with it scot-free. I don't get it. You can sit there and say whatever you want to. But there is no, and I mean no need for what happened. There is none. There's no justifying it. For all the people. And I'll just go down the list. jokes, dark humor, I get it's a thing, but really, there are things that just, there's no need. There's no need. And I can guarantee you that if I was to go into an instance now, I would see the same thing. And guess what? I wouldn't be surprised that there are people who are going to be joking about that man's death. Like, it blows my mind. So can we please, for anyone who's watching this, can you please get your act together and acknowledge what's going on? Look to yourself and go over and you tell me where you're exempt from any form of issue. That if you could look at something and go over and say it's wrong, or that you have to justify a thought process, what about it then? What about it then? Let's get our act together as a whole. Let's actually grow up. Let's quit justifying perversion as, oh, people gotta like what they like. Well, it's not fair that you... Shut it. Call it what it is. All these people who want to debate don't take 2 seconds to go over and do anything about it. They could care less about actually talking about it because they're too busy going over and trying to prove other people wrong rather than have a valid discussion. Again, my prayers go out to the friends and family of Charlie Kirk. I just hope that we, as a society, actually get our act together before it's too late. How much more? How much more?